Hello everyone, happy weekend once again. How is your Sunday going? Hopefully well. Today we're going to be taking a look at many of the conspiracies on the channel, The Fittest Flat Earther. We watched some of him on the previous Tinfoil Tuesday, and I was looking at his channel.
The truth in the movies, right? Well,
Sorry about that. I was looking at his channel today, and he has tons of stuff, so I thought it'd be fun to take an episode. Might be a shorter episode, but just taking a look at a lot of the conspiracies he has on his channel. So that'll be fun. We'll be focusing on this particular crackpot today. And after this stream, we will be doing a Patreon/YouTube member-only stream. So if you want to be a part of that, join the Patreon or YouTube as a member. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, have to watch the VOD doing D&D today. Well, I hope when you watch the VOD that D&D went well, because I assume you're already gone. Hope D&D went well. And I think that catches us up. Cool beans. If you want to help support the stream, you guys know how to do it. Like the stream on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. And let's just jump right in.
you know how they like to tell us the truth in the movies, right? Well, approximately 200 asteroid craters have been found in the Earth.
Oh boy, what does he think the asteroid craters are?
The Book of Enoch.
Lilac Rosenberg says, we need to do a Chud Watch. Alex Jones was trash on Pim Tool's show. Andrew and Tristan travel across the Middle East to protect Dubai.
Talks about 200.
I don't know if I could handle Chud Watch these days, since, you know, the Chuds are all in charge of everything. And that's depressing. And I don't want to be depressed. I want to be oblivious.
100 fallen angels. You think they're telling us something here?
We were not stoned then, but light. It was not our place to interfere. Yet we chose to try and help mankind. And when we disobeyed the Creator...
Can I just point out... Oops, I didn't mean to pin that. I accidentally pinned stuff, sorry. Unpin. I hate the TikTok thing where people just point at the fucking thing. Where they're just like, yeah, we get it. We can see the fucking video. Sweet Lily Love, thanks for 120 stream streak, says 120 streams of pure Hannah joy.
He punished us. We were encrusted by your will.
But I've done this video talking about how there are 200 impact craters, and one of them's even on fire all the time, and how there just happen to be about approximately 200 countries. And there's a pyramid at the end of a field.
Currently, do you think there's been the same number of countries historically as there are today?
In a city in Kazakhstan that just happens to be an anagram for Satan that also has 200 perfectly aligned
The rule of anagrams. I love that that's how the world works, right?
seats right at the apex of the pyramid. And like I said, the should be canonized in the Bible Book of Enoch. Well, it talks about
Should be canonized. That's heretical.
200 fallen
If
angels.
Saint Nicholas was here, he'd punch you in the face.
Fallen angels that the Book of Enoch equates with stars. Stars with angels, particularly fallen angels. And well, what do we call the celebrities of today? We call them stars, and we give them a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And you want to know something interesting about the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Well, a performer can have more than one star recognizing their separate achievements in more than one category. But the initial group was only that of 199. Some were selected for repeat recognition. So I wonder if that means that George Clooney and Cary Grant have their each unique separate star.
Wow, he really likes this face comparison thing. Even when it's not very related to the conspiracy he's talking about, he just has to bring out the face slider and some insane theory about which two people are the same person. Dodger Mutt, thanks for a 5-stream streak.
Go watch that video if you haven't. You know who else has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Larry Hagman. You know, Larry Hagman from Dallas and I Dream of Jeannie, who just happens to bear a very similar resemblance to Tom
No, he doesn't!
Brady. So similar that when you push their
They have completely different head shapes.
heads together, you see that they have the
I don't
exact
mean to
same...
go all the bones on you guys, but those bones don't match.
butt chin in the exact same place, minus Tom's a little fitter now. And there's more. They just happen to share these unique markings on their face in the exact same place and the exact same alignment right on their cheek there. Oh, and you know the funny thing about Tom? He sure is referred to as a star who cares a lot. Starcast. Star. There's a star behind him.
Yes, he's famous.
He's holding
We call famous people stars.
a star. But you know what's even better is he was chosen in the 6th round behind 6 other quarterbacks. 6'6". You know what pick he was?
Anxious time for so many football players who are college stars. Among the last
So any number around 200 is significant? What's the plus or minus on that? Is it plus or minus 5 or 10 or 20? How close to 200 does it have to be significant to you?
6 picks taken,
Does 199 mean something? It does to him. He's pointing out the number of countries is roughly 200. He's trying to make some kind of connection. I think he's saying that some of these people are fallen angels and that they're shapeshifters and that there's like one for every country or something. I don't know.
a familiar name if you're a college football fan. Tom Brady, the quarterback who all he did was lead this football team, put them in the right position.
Again, this is
more
the
times than
pointing.
not.
Just back to the Hollywood Walk of Fame for a second. There were originally 7 first honorees. 7. And now back to the Book of Enoch, where it says stars are angels, particularly fallen ones. And there were 7 stars that are imprisoned in a place of punishment for their disobedience. And where were they imprisoned? Located at the end of heaven and earth. It kind of makes me think of the firmament, right? And there were 7 of those. You ever think about how many planets there are? Well, yeah. There's 8, but if you take the Earth away, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, the 7 stars are imprisoned in a place of punishment, a prison located at the end of heaven and earth. And while I couldn't help but think of this truth in plain sight from the movie Superman, where Jor-El as an Elohim imprisons some disloyal followers. And where does he imprison them? Well,
To call them disloyal followers is to misunderstand. What? Disloyal followers?
take a look for yourself.
Zod and his henchmen were trying to take over Krypton.
And I also couldn't help but
They weren't disloyal followers. What kind of description of Zod is that?
notice how those kind of remind me of the rings of Saturn, as this prison from space comes to encapsulate them. Maybe these so-called planets that we see in our night sky aren't so much something you can send a rover to, but something you can send a disobedient fallen angel to.
Okay, so planets aren't planets, they're prisons for certain angels.
Oh, and speaking of disobedient Elohim, I wonder what Elon has to say in his most Elon things he's ever said.
Oh,
There's
boy.
199, by the way. And boy, if you just turn that 99 upside down. Oh, and you know the funny thing about Elon is
This guy's brain must be exhausting.
he seems to have some very similar markings in the exact same spot on top of the ones up on his eye as the original rocket man of NASA, Werner von Braun. How interesting. But of course, all that is for entertainment purposes. I know that this was formed from an asteroid millions of years ago that came down perfectly straight and left no trail whatsoever. And there just happens to be 200 of them, like there's 200 fallen angels because of coincidence. Just like it's a coincidence that there are 7 planets and 7 stars that are imprisoned in a place at the ends of heaven and earth. Kind of sounds like space to me. And that Larry Hagman has a star on the Walk of Fame, and Tom Brady.
It's the fact that he thinks this all follows logically that gets me. He's saying it almost sarcastically, like, yeah, sure, these are all coincidences, but like they are. You made arbitrary connections between things that have similar numbers of 200, and you're acting as though that's solid evidence. He's so confident.
He is referred to as a star all the time and just happens to be the 199th pick after 6 quarterbacks in the 6th round, and looks and even dresses similarly to Larry Hagman because of coincidence. Just like it's a coincidence that their facial markings and face symmetry and even hairline match perfectly. Entertainment only. I'm just a guy that likes to point out coincidences.
I hate this person. Why did I pick this person to focus on today? Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat just says, just checking, you know this guy's a Nazi, right? I didn't, but that doesn't surprise me. When you get this conspiratorial, you're bound to hit that anti-Semitic conspiracy bedrock.
They always tell us.
Does the beard have anything to do with that?
Well, here's the thing. The beard, yes. Everywhere I go, people talk about the beard. They go, what are you doing? Why are you growing a beard? Why are you growing a beard? There's something different about me, and it's that damn beard. And wherever I show up, it becomes the story, you know?
Right.
It's a bigger star than me at this point.
Mm-hmm. And is that good?
It has its own Twitter.
It does?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Thank God it likes me.
Maybe it'll be president one day, you know?
Exactly. Well,
That's the first step.
Now.
Maybe you'll be president someday. That's the first step. They always tell us.
Grant, you see, my old man's against all this. He wants me to go back to school.
Oh, sit down.
What does he want you to
What does
be?
he want you to be?
Well, he used to talk
His
about
hat is flat earther, it says ice wall.
me becoming president.
He used to talk about me being president. They always
Yes, as we learned the other day, he believes that Donald Trump and Elvis Presley are the same person.
tell us.
Was it just destiny that you would play this part eventually? Because even before this movie existed, everyone said you look like Francis, or Francis looked like you. Because
he
you
looks
were
like
famous
me.
first.
Yeah,
You were
I was
famous
famous
first.
first,
Because here's you, in case people don't know what you look like from seeing you there.
Even though Elvis was 13 when Trump was born, we can't allow things like that to get into the way of our conspiracies, now can we?
And here's Francis. Come on. No.
They always tell us. Do you know there was a First Lady Diana before the Princess Diana? But this isn't them telling us. This is them telling us. Diana wanted to become America's First Lady. Melania and Diana. Ian thinks
It's like a game trying to guess which two random famous people he's gonna mash together.
to that creator over there on the TT, Melania and Diana. And wait, with just a slight bit of literal drawing, just using only markup on the phone.
He did pretty good on the eyelashes, I'll give him that. The brow needs some work.
And of course, I've done a whole video on this too, because they always tell us. Kind of like these guys always tell you. They always tell us. That's Prince.
I'm sorry, do you think that Prince and David Blaine are the same guy?
And that's David Blaine.
Now, listen about this. I know
Yeah, I don't see that one.
we all have heroes in show business.
Yeah.
Well, one of your all-time heroes, I'm told, is Prince, and you got to meet him fairly recently. How did
I
that
did.
go?
It was wonderful. He was all the things I thought he was going to be. He was he's a genius and smart, and I think he's David Blaine secretly. He's like
David Blaine, you think he's a magician?
I think he is. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Would you care for some tea?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I." And he was gone. He was already gone. Then he came back from another part of the room.
They always tell us. That's Billie Eilish, and that's Sydney Sweeney. Now let's look at Billie Eilish on SNL. Billie Eilish.
Lula is a British short hair who has deformed herself beyond recognition with plastic surgery. We beg her to stop, but she won't until she looks exactly like Sydney Sweeney.
They always tell us. Of course, this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that even though they have identical noses and lips and eyes, that they're different people. And all those other people that were predicting who they were going to be later on, they don't actually become those people. No, especially not the beard president comment and the Elvis president comment. Nope. Entertainment only people.
He's such a smarmy ass. Like, he's so sure that what he is putting forth is solid evidence and not just insane ramblings. It's frustrating.
You've been living under a rock. You've probably come across the fact that there are a whole lot of celebrities that bear an awful similar resemblance to historic figures from our past. So similar, in fact, that you might mistakenly think they're the same people. Well, if you want to see something even stranger, stick around, because I'm about to show you a handful of statues that also bear a very striking resemblance to some pretty well-known people. Case in point, Michelangelo's David. You see, I couldn't help but notice a very striking
Barron, obviously, clearly
resemblance between Baron Trump and David. And well, if you don't think he resembles King David, stick around, because
God, the AI David to be moving
incidentally resembles another very prominent historic figure. One that they also just happened to build a statue of. This is Alexander the Great. And again, to me, there is a striking resemblance. But this one, there's even more. Because when compared to Alexander the Great...
So was Barron just pretending to be a child this whole time? Because, like, I know he's an adult now, but, like, 10 years ago when Trump, first went into politics, he was, a child. A freakishly tall child, but still a child. Does he think that this is, like, a shapeshifter that keeps the same shape, but also sometimes turns young so they can grow up again? I don't get it.
Not only does he bear a very similar resemblance, but the statue of Alexander the Great just happens to have the exact same 3 skin markings as Barron.
Sir, that's a statue.
Now you tell me what is going on here. But there's more. Have you ever typed in the original Statue of Liberty face? Because I bet maybe you didn't even know there was an old original one. And I couldn't help but notice the resemblance here to a certain...
Even if some of these people are the same, what does that affect anything? He believes that they are all shape-shifting angels or something, and that they control the world.
King of rock and roll. I mean, I literally think this one is almost undeniable.
I'm gonna go with deniable. Denied!
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, but Elvis doesn't just look like the Statue of Liberty. Type in the hypogeum of the voluminous family and look at these statues from the 3rd century BC. And you'll get pictures of a family's vault that just happened to have an angel.
It has Elvis with boobies.
That looks a lot like Elvis, even down to the sideburns. Even down to the sideburns.
Again, that's clearly, I'm fairly certain that this statue is supposed to be of a feminine persuasion because of the boobies.
To the sideburns. Even down to the sideburns. 2,000-year-old...
Maybe Elvis had rockin' tits. I don't know.
Statue. That's an angel. And have you ever seen the Egyptian statue that looks exactly like Michael Jackson? Oh, from just 3,000 years.
That doesn't look exactly like Michael Jackson. Its nose is just broken off, and Michael Jackson had a very particular-looking nose job that kind of looks like that. The statue doesn't look like Michael Jackson.
Ago. Or the statue of the Roman Emperor Claudius. Check that one out.
If they're shapeshifters, why would there be any resemblance? Because then this guy gets to make claims that are unfounded.
If it resembles anyone to you. Because to me, there's a striking resemblance to him and Daniel Craig, otherwise known as Bond, James Bond. Now, in my opinion, there's one of two possible things that is going on here. One, there's just been billions and billions of people that have lived throughout history, and eventually there are just going to be people that coincidentally look alike, and those people are just going to coincidentally happen to be the ones in the limelight. Well,
Yes, go with that. Yep, sometimes people look alike. That happens. People might even be related to people in history that they look alike to some extent. Most of the time it's just random, though. Doesn't need to be a big thing.
I think that's what's going on at all. Option two, which I think is much, much more likely, is that...
What's more likely? Sometimes humans look like each other? Or they're fallen angels that are shape-shifty, but shape-shift into the same forms every couple centuries?
The Bible is true, and God banished fallen angels down here amongst us humans, and they don't like that. They're mad that our spirits and our souls come and go and have an experience while they're stuck here. And whether they live endlessly or just for a certain amount of time and then get reincarnated in the exact same look-alike body, I don't know. But I know part of the reason they were banished down here is because they wanted to be worshipped like God instead of worshiping God. And well, isn't it just a huge coincidence that the people that we worship in today's day and age just happen
Recognizing someone as famous isn't worshiping them.
to be the ones who also look exactly like people of the past? And while sometimes they have to fake their death or change their appearance so you don't realize
The War in Heaven is Bible fan fiction. It's that Paradise Lost.
that they're living a lot longer than the rest of us. But of course, all this is just for entertainment. I know that all the statues and the historic figures that look like today's people is option one. It's just a coincidence. There's billions of people in the world, and eventually they're gonna look alike. Entertainment only. Oh, that's so cute. Erica and JD embraced so lovingly. Almost like they're husband and wife. Almost like their husband and wife. They make it too easy for me. They really do.
I know there's memes and stuff about this, but no, I don't think Erica Kirk and JD Vance are actively in any sort of affair with each other.
Did you ever see the video I did saying how JD Vance is actually Josh Duggar?
Josh Duggar is in federal prison for CSAM charges. He had a snuff film on his computer.
You might not know him, but Josh Duggar from the show 19 Kids and Counting, who is supposedly spending a long-term sentence in jail, and whose sentence started in 2022, just before JD Vance came on the scene. And hey, he's from 19 Kids, and JD Vance just happened to find 19 loaded weapons, kind of like you call a kid with a dirty diaper a loaded weapon.
I have literally never heard anyone ever call a child, a baby with a dirty diaper, a loaded weapon. What are you talking about?
But for you uninitiated, you might think this is crazy, so I'll show you a little of that video down to them having the exact same hairline and eyebrow and eye and nose alignment, and hey, their noses even kind of look identical. But this isn't the proof. I'll show you the proof.
The proof is that they're both into children.
Proof. Well, actually, I'll let myself from a few weeks ago show you the proof with some very lovely smoking guns in the exact same place. And why don't we just zoom out a little and see who those belong to, just to catch you up before I tell you more about Erica Kirk. Oh, look at that. JD Vance. JD. And who's this one belong to? Oh, JD, Josh Duggar, JD. I'm excited. Are you excited? If you're not, you will be in a second. Because Josh Duggar, he had a wife. There she is there. Funny how they have the exact same height differential. And funny how at Josh's
Do they?
wedding...
Are you just eyeballing it?
little duality going on here. And she even wore white like it's her wedding day on that
You're not allowed to wear white on any day that isn't your wedding. It's banned.
lovely embrace on the stage. And I thought this little clue by Yahoo was great, just great. Yahoo, 14 hours ago, released this picture saying, Josh Duggar's wife, Anna, slammed for selling puppies. That's the picture with that. Maybe Yahoo made a little Freudian slip, or do you think it was intentional? I think it was probably intentional.
That's just a mistake, sir.
Mockery to put Josh Duggar's wife in the exact same
Hey,
article. You just scroll down a little and looky here. Oh, them just mocking us. Thanks for that nice slow pitch, Yahoo. But is this a little too much? You can't get there? You're not sure yet? Well, how about we look at their exact same noses and then zoom out and see, oh, it's Erica and it's Josh's wife, Anna. And then we look at their noses when they're not smiling. And yes, her is a little stretched, but again, they look identical. But I wonder if we can find something more substantial than just noses looking identical. There's two pretty specific marks there. Almost looks exactly like these two marks that would be covered up by makeup, but look like they're in the exact same.
They're not identical noses, but he says they are, which is enough if you're already gullible and watching the video.
Place right there. You can see it. It's just covered up by a whole heaping ton of makeup. But do you want to see my favorite proof, maybe of all time? It's a new one for me. And if you can't see how that face could go to that face.
Midnight X, thanks for 7 months, says we see the truth.
Real easily. Let me show you. I want to show you putting their faces together. But it's not their faces that has me loving this one. Look at the hair. The literal exact hair pattern down to the part and the streaks and even the messiness up top. It's identical. Thank you, Anna, aka Erica, for being a predictable, repeatable human being. Real science. And in my opinion...
Wait, he thinks this is science?
There probably was...
Real science! I eyeballed something incorrectly. Science!
...was a different Erica. And now she's just being played by Anna Duggar. In the original Charlie Kirk, I think, is probably Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah. And maybe the original Erica is now going to go hang out in Utah. But of course, you guys know all this is for entertainment purposes. I like to spin a good yarn just to entertain my lovely followers. And this is just one off my imagination. I created this all out of thin air, and it just fits perfectly by happenstance, of course. I mean, and then her hairline matching up. I mean, women get their hair dyed and it streaks in the same pattern and the parts are the same and the messy parts the same. That just happens because women... Just like it's a total coincidence that men's...
What was the end of that? Because women...
faces match up...
Because women!
Absolutely perfectly, and that Josh went to jail in 2022, just around the same time that old JD, Josh Duggar, JD Vance, became real famous and got into the Senate. That's just coincidence again. Happenstance. Like I always say, I'm a satire account. I don't really care about exposing these vampire, Luciferian, Masonic...
Vampire, Luciferian, Masonic.
Lying, deceiving monsters.
Wow.
No. I do this for fun. I do it for fun. Entertainment only, people.
I don't know if it's possible to hate a person more than I hate this guy today. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just very aggravating. Okay, what else we got? How far are we? Oh God, we have so much more to go. We got this. It's fine. It's fine.
This world is not what we have been told. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago when I started exploring what the stars actually...
Are we on bingo? We haven't been doing bingo. We might have already had a bingo if we were.
...look like, that I figured out where we truly live and why they try to hide it from us. You see, this is the star Sirius, otherwise known as the Dog Star. And I truly believe I am the first person in the world to figure something out about it.
Oh,
Because
wow.
once I realized that a star wasn't a burning ball of gas quintillions of miles away, and I started looking closer, well, what I found blew my mind. And what I found were literal images of dogs in the dog star, Sirius.
It's literally made of dogs?
And I'm going to point a few out here.
Italian Shakespeare says if this guy asked Mo Howard.
They have shared the results of their examination.
Oh, I think I remember this.
What we were able to learn from undertaking that type of forensic examination, as well as our own reconnaissance, our own independent research, we determined that this is not a photograph of Adolf Hitler. As someone who's done a lot of work, forensic work with photographs, I can tell you this wasn't Adolf Hitler that was taken in the 1960s. That's okay. That's what we do. We had to investigate it. We did investigate it. We move on from there. There's not...
Oh, do they not say it in this video? I know I saw a video that some point pointed out that it is like Mo Howard or something in the photo. Where did I see that?
And some of them are as clear as day, like that. 2 eyes and a nose. There's 2 dog heads right there next to each other. And believe me, I realize how ridiculous it sounds.
Where are the dog heads?
And believe me, I verified this through other people's cameras, through telescopes. There are always dog images that cycle through the star Sirius. And
so basically you're doing pareidolia and you are focused on looking for dog images, and in the random patterns that you're seeing as the light of the star is being filtered through the atmosphere, you're seeing dogs. There are no dogs!
in every single glitter or shimmer of light.
Was it Quentin Reviews? Thank you, Orion Cooper.
There is a different dog that pops up. But I soon realized that the stars weren't the only place that the dogs were showing themselves. Because a year later, almost to the day, I had been praying and fasting.
When we're done with the face blind segment, can we have that contouring video from Sailor J as a cleanse? I have no idea what that is.
Fasting for 3 days.
Overthought says, I got pink eye, so Uranus checks out. Oh no.
In fact, and asking the Heavenly Father to show me a sign that my dog who had passed the year prior was okay. And out of nowhere, filming these
I think pink eye's the worst because people know you got poop in your eye.
Muscular rays that simply prove that the sun is local. I noticed something. And I noticed something that looked so familiar that I knew exactly what it was. You see, you might not see that yet, but in a second, you will. Because
I'm going to love it. Will I? Will I?
The last time I gave
the dog I was praying about, asking
we'll see
the Heavenly Father to show me a sign of, was my dog Tillman. My dog Tillman, who appeared in the clouds after 3 days of fasting and praying.
You think your specific dog appeared in the clouds? Oh, honey.
But the story doesn't end here, because not only have I seen dogs...
I've been starving myself for 3 days and I'm woozy. Oh, look, my dog's in the clouds.
In the stars and in the clouds. But I saw dogs in water, clear as day, and I'm going to show you again what I mean. This was a pool I was in over Memorial Day weekend, and I found myself, again, thinking about Tillman. Praying, in fact. And because of the experiences I had already had up to this point with seeing dogs in stars and seeing dogs in clouds.
It's not AI, he's just seeing things. There was a pattern in the clouds that you could interpret as a dog, but he's specifically saying he saw his dog like it was a message. Not the case. Black's Law Dictionary, whatever's close to pareidolia. Oh, they definitely don't have pareidolia in there.
I decided to film the water that I was sitting by, and I bet you'll never guess what I found. As my dogs both just let out big sighs of something, because they know. But here it is.
His dogs know the conspiracy.
And sure, you can call this pareidolia or whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't see it at all. I saw in the clouds where he could think he saw a dog. Fair enough, you do see shapes in clouds. This one I don't see at all.
But just wait until I show you the comparison yet again. Tillman, again, that dog I was meditating.
I think it looks like General Grievous. I see General Grievous more than I see a dog. Like, I can see his face. Do you see it? Do you see General Grievous? Just me? Okay.
Meditating on and thinking and praying about, and that water. That water that I just happened to be filming while praying about him. There's even another little guy in there that looks a lot like my first dog Briggs, with eye and nose and his mouth open. They were best buddies. Now, what does all of this mean? I've got a lot of thoughts on it. My first thought is that water is created by God. It's an extension from God. And I think...
You think everything's created by God, so why would water be separate in this regard? You think God created everything, so why would water be special?
He can communicate through water. 2, I think water is alive. It has a memory. It acts as a...
Oh, he's one of those people? That's unfortunate.
A mirror to the past. And as far as stars go, I think stars are potentially portals, and dogs' souls come through the stars. Down.
This... I don't know what to do with that. You think that stars are portals for dog souls, specifically? Alright, that's a new one. It's not often I get original conspiracy theories. I've heard most of them at this point. I have not heard stars are portals for dog souls. That's a new one.
Down here to Earth. So maybe the stars that we see shimmering at night are simply a mirror to the souls that have come through them. And Sirius, being the dog star, would of course show the mirror of the souls and the dogs coming through. And I also...
Alright, we don't have pareidolia. How about... Paramilitary, of relating to or involving the provision of help to a military organization or pertaining to or typical of a force that's organized on the model of a military organization, especially an auxiliary force. Fascinating.
I also think we have the ability to manifest, and we are much stronger, more powerful beings than they want us to know. Now I want to show you something else.
They don't want you to know that dog souls are coming in from the stars.
I once saw an experiment where you could look at an image and then look at water, and look at an image and look at the water, and then freeze the water, and the image would appear in the frozen water. And the very first time I ever did it, I froze water in the exact shape of a heart, because I was looking at a drawing of a heart and projecting it into the water. And this isn't it. I don't have it anymore, but it turned out to look exactly like a heart. So guess what I tried? I tried taking this image and looking at it and projecting it into water and then freezing it. And I want to show you what I came up with. Here it is. And at first...
It's ice, so, like, you got that going for you. It is ice. You were correct on that. You made ice. That's something. I want you to keep that accomplishment with you, okay?
It doesn't look like much, right? Just frozen ice with a few cracks. But let me show you a few things. First, a side-by-side. And as I was looking at this and trying to project it in water, he's a hairy mess. I was really focusing on the eyes and the nose. And to me, I see the eyes.
Harold Ebbleman says, point of order, I think he's saying that all stars are soul mirrors, but Sirius specifically is for dogs.
In the exact same...
My mistake.
Place. And
I was being silly.
Nose, but let me show you the overlay. Now keep in mind, I focused on the eyes and the nose, and what you see here is pretty darn close. The cracks line up in the exact same spots as the eyes, and the nose is almost identical. Now, what's this telling us here? Am I
that you need lithium?
Powerful enough that I can project my thoughts into water, and I can manifest shapes into water? Or is the water responding to me, and it has the power? I don't know for sure, but I think it's a combination of both. And again, I think God communicates to us through water. Now back to the very, very beginning. Why don't they just tell us this? Why don't
God actually likes to communicate through flaming bushes, so write that down.
they tell us that stars aren't burning balls of gas quintillions of miles away? Well,
they're plasma, technically.
Because we live in a spiritual realm, and they want that hidden from you, because they are the fallen angels. And we live in a biblical place where biblical and spiritual warfare are happening all around us. But if you just think you're an evolved chimp that evolved from a tadpole.
We're related to chimps, but we're not descended from chimps. We share a common ancestor with chimps and bonobos.
And you're spinning on one of infinite planets in the middle of infinite space, and you don't realize you are at the very center of creation, well then you don't take your power back and you don't join in the fight. And that's what they want. They want you not in the fight. And if you're not in the fight at all, well then you're not choosing the right side, because they don't want you to choose God. They don't want you to choose the side of good and God, because if you don't choose that side, then they don't have to worry about you. You don't become someone like me who is spending all day, every day trying to wake up the masses and give them their power back. You care more about the score or what's on the evening news or who you're going to vote for next. You don't realize you're in a spiritual war, and you need to put on your spiritual armor of God and do everything you can to help people fight back. Fight back.
There's a good portion of the American population that thinks like this, by the way.
Against the lies. And
at least with the, we're in a biblical war against principalities.
Tyranny that have taken over this realm for centuries. So if you still think you're spinning on a ball, well, they have you exactly where they want you. Not in the game. I'm telling you right now, get in the game. Realize that stars aren't what you thought. And as crazy as it sounds, there are dogs.
Which star has cat souls?
In the stars. And you are a powerful, spiritual, infinite being. And that's the secret to it all. They don't want you to know that, because if you know that, then you take back all your power and you fight against the fallen. The fallen that are here fighting against God. They want you picking every other us versus them there is, except the true only us versus them. Us and God versus the fallen angels and their Luciferian minions. They're Luciferian minions who preach
everything I don't like is Satanism.
That Lucifer is the good guy because he tried to save us and enlighten us and give us wisdom and technology. Well, if you believe that,
that's more Promethean. That sounds more like the Prometheus story than the snake story.
Again, they have
it wasn't bringing technology. It was the knowledge of good and evil.
Exactly where they want you.
It was a moral conscience.
Worshiping and idolizing anyone and everyone but the Most High and Jesus. But of course, all this for entertainment, people. I made all this up, and of course, we're not in a spiritual realm. We're spinning on a ball right now. Entertainment only.
Oh, don't do that last shot. What's this contouring thing that someone sent?
You guys,
I think Harold Edelman sent it.
Advice, it looked a little something like this. No. Maya. Because I'm panicking. Blend that fucking neck. Find yourself a husband. Don't talk about the Constitution. What can I say? I'm a fountain of wisdom. More you say. Forgot contouring you say. Get your goddamn teeth fixed, you snaggle-tooth ass bitch. That one hurt my feelings a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I'm too poor for dental work. But
this is too lol random for me. Too much editing. Too much editing. Not for me. Also, I don't know how to contour because I fucking suck and never learned makeup good. Okay, let's see what else.
Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him. Said by Albert Pike.
Green Guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, I'm going to put on my spiritual armor and go to a furry convention. Oh no, don't pierce me, ooh-woo! Wow, Green Guy did an ooh-woo.
33-degree Freemason. Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him. If you don't know who this is Javier Milei, the Argentinian president. And well,
Phoenix Leftist, thanks for 150 stream streak.
He's a prominent figure in Argentinian politics, often described as a hero. And well, I couldn't help but notice that he looked like someone. And someone even sent me that. Don't you think?
Oh, God!
I think he looks an awful lot like...
If that was Robin Williams, then Robin Williams had a very difficult decade after faking his own death.
Robin Williams. And I did. But that's too easy. I see the man behind the man, behind the man. And here, I literally think they made a mask to look like him, to put on him, to cover the real face. The face that's been all over lately.
Wait, so it's not Robin Williams. You think that the Argentinian president is the Argentinian president faked to look like Robin Williams secretly, but underneath that mask is Jason Bateman? It's a double fake out. You thought I was Robin Williams, but I'm actually Jason Bateman. Why? 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 What?
In new commercials, in new movies, and that's what they do. They cover their butts by making you think that he's too busy doing other things to jump into a role they don't want you to know about. A role that I think you'll see pretty clearly by the time I'm done with this video. A role that not only Jason's involved with, but Jason's wife. Let me show you Javier's girlfriend.
Green guy with $3.33 says checks out.
Right here, but we'll get a closer look. Oh, but before we get there...
It just makes me think of Jason Bateman. Hold on. Jason Bateman, and How Could I Tell If I'm Really in Love from 1986.
Jason. If we knew the answer to that, we'd be at the end of the video instead of the beginning. This is my brother Jason.
We'd like to get you together with about 100 other guys who feel just the way you do.
About love.
And we'd like you to meet.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason and Justine.
Sorry, cracking up because I just saw this. Javier is a chainsaw-wielding populist. They think they're pretty smart, but not smarter than this guy. As soon as I saw that chainsaw comment, I knew it would apply to Jason Bateman.
When does Jason Bateman ever held a chainsaw? Not very familiar with his filmography outside of Arrested Development. Normal Gamer Gal with 29 months says, why does he keep doing the for entertainment purposes only thing? I get why meme stock guys do it, but I don't remember other conspiracy theorists getting worried about it. Does he think he'll be suppressed or something? Yes, presumably. I don't know if he's had past channels deleted or something and he's just like overprotecting. Although, frankly, it's an impotent protection that I don't think would actually help him.
Have you ever seen this movie, American Psycho, with Christian Bale?
Yes.
Do you remember
it's
what
a great
his
movie.
name is in the movie?
Yeah.
Patrick Bateman.
So because his name is Bateman, it must be the same person? Many people share names with fictional characters. Harold Edelman, thanks for a 5-stream streak. Says 5 streams and I just want to hear you say it in a ridiculous voice. If the men find out we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church. What is that from?
They always give you clues. You just gotta be paying attention. Now, back to his little girlfriend here. Her name is Fatima.
Green guy says, Hannah, from yesterday, this guy is a hat guy. Of course he's a hat guy.
And boy, aren't they a cute couple? They kind of remind me of this couple. But wait, you'll see it. They kind of really remind me of this couple. Look at that nose. Look at that angle of that nose. You see, oftentimes they take their spouse with them because they're going to play this role for a longer period of time. So they don't want to leave their loved ones at home, so they join in on the fun. Just like Eva Braun did. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, that I'm not going to say any more about, you got to go subscribe to hear that, because I'm not
From
going
the video you shared just further in.
take any more heat. Back to this. I bet you'd never guess how symmetrical their faces were. But Tyler, he's the Argentinian president. He's got to be able to speak Spanish. While there's no evidence publicly that Jason Bateman is fluent in Spanish, he does have a strong connection to Spanish-speaking culture and has spoken Spanish in some interviews.
The crazy stupid guy is using AI. I'm shocked.
Would you imagine that? Would you imagine that?
And he's using it to justify his delusions. Society's going in a great direction. I can't see where this could possibly go wrong.
Now, as I let you see this and how their hairline is identical and their eyebrows are identical, keep in mind they have slightly different angles in the picture, and obviously their mouth is doing a little something. There's very limited pictures on Fatima here, so I had to do my best. And well, you can be the judge of the rest of it. Be honest, I don't have any smoking guns because this man is always in a suit and all covered up, so what I have here is the best I got for you at the moment. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes only. I know that's definitely not fake hair, and you can definitely see that's not fake latex. I'm a satire account. I'm just here to entertain you people and not expose all the lies and deception and phony baloney people they present to us as real. Entertainment only, people. I want to speculate on something here that most of you will probably think I'm crazy for, but if they have robots that are this good, and I know probably as much as you know that
robot does not look good. Do you think that robot looks good? Face blindness also makes you think silicon robots look good? Oh no.
They have technology way, way better than they let us see. Well then, what's better than this? I'll get to that in a second, but first what you need to know is they practice their technology on us and see if we're smart enough to know that that's a hologram. So when they use their hologram...
I'm slowly trying to add to my idea of what his worldview is, and we have to include rockets don't exist, they're holograms. Okay, that's an important one. Lock that one up.
In different ways, they know if we're going to be able to tell the difference or not. And now back to our what could possibly be better robotic technology than that, because that looks pretty good. And let me first start off by saying what it's not. It's not this. A lot of people thought this was real, but that is just a woman.
A lot of people are stupid.
Playing the part and doing a really good job. But
yeah, you can tell.
But that's what they also like to do.
She's literally wearing like a cloth shirt that has fake Meccano shit on it.
Muddy the waters, so we don't know the difference. Now here's where the speculation comes in. I've done some videos on these guys, but this isn't that type of video where I say one is playing the other. Oh no, this is the video where I say...
Green guy says, it's like humans are all the same animal. Look, all those zebras look alike. Must be aliens or whatever he's talking about.
I think Keanu is literally a robot in this premiere of Sonic the Hedgehog. Why don't we first...
Sonic the Hedgehog 3, sir!
Listen to what...
Get it right!
Jim has to say about playing this role.
Now, a lot of people said, I don't know if you should do the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Jim. And I thought, you know what? It's the perfect character on the dawn of the AI and robotic revolution, you know? And,
Jim Carrey is the best part of the Sonic movies. Just for the record. It's the best part.
I'm right in the zeitgeist right now. I'm in a sweet spot.
Now, on top of looking completely lifeless here at this premiere, I want you to look at how he's moving. And as you watch his robotic, lifeless movements, I want you to also keep in mind what Jim said about being at the zeitgeist of the AI robotic movement.
He's got like a golden retriever expression. He's just so happy to be there.
Keanu is known for not being the sharpest tool in the shed, but this looks like something different to me. Now pay particular attention to how his hands move and just how robotic he seems.
You and Jim Carrey.
I met him I met him socially in passing once, like 6-7 years ago. But then really just hanging out for the first time in London at the premiere of Sonic 3, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And 2024 is coming to a close. Do you have anything on your bucket list for 2025?
I don't want to do bucket lists. I don't want to kick buckets. I don't want to put anything in the bucket. I don't know.
He literally misses his face where he's going to itch here. That seems off.
You've never done that before? Like, it's not every time, but I've had times before where I'm kind of whatever, I'm focused on something else and my, like, proprioception isn't necessarily tuned in as it should. That happens!
And how he waves seems off, like he's not human.
That's weak even by his standard of evidence.
Now, like I said, this is pure speculation. I could be 1,000% wrong here, but I'll tell you one thing I know I'm not wrong about. The fact that they want us confused. They don't want us to be able to tell the difference between robotic and real life. And like I said, I think they intentionally muddy the waters to keep us confused because they claim these are robotics, and I think these are actually just actresses again. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, and that could just be Keanu being a goof, but I would almost guarantee that we probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between real and robotics based on the technology they have and the technology they're keeping hidden from us. But of course, this is all entertainment. I know that Jim and Keanu definitely aren't the same people, and that's definitely not a robot.
Why does he think some people are vampires and some people are angels? Confused.
Sometimes I didn't want to speak because I was going to get an earful on the phone for being a bad boy.
It's an act. That's an act.
Don't make fun of Ozzy, you dickbag.
He's not a real person. Ozzy is as real as Mickey Mouse. I'm not joking. He's a character. He's a made-for-TV and made-for-the-stage character. He's not a real...
No, I'm sure he has, you know, his stage presence and personality that he has put on that's different than his actual personality, but that's performance. He's a real person. Was a real person.
Real person. He's played by someone else, and they killed...
Was this before Ozzy died? This was 7 months ago, so I'm not sure.
Them off.
Don't remember exactly when that happened.
So the real person, who I'm going to show you who it is, doesn't have to play this bumbling buffoon anymore. He's not real. He's confused you. He's fooled you. He's made you think he is a real person. You see, the music industry isn't what you think it is. Not at all. It's not at all for entertainment. It's mind control. That's all these people are literal mind control agents. And it started back in the 60s with Laurel Canyon and the Doors and the Beatles. You can go research that, but I'm focused on Ozzy. Let me introduce you to Dana Strum. Dana Strum, who is part of the band Slaughter. And well, Dana and Ozzy just happen to share the exact same little chin dimple. Do you see that? And hey,
no one else has chin dimples.
When you put their faces together, that's a perfect match down here and up there. And well, I'm gonna let Dana do some talking for me. This is a clip of Dana talking about when he met Ozzy.
So what do you play? You know, I mean, just what are you gonna say? And he says, I'm not like auditioning. And I'm like, no, I mean, what do you play? Do you play the guitar? Do you play piano? Everything is in my head. I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? I'm like, do it. He's like, hey, if you're funny, yeah, I'm not auditioning for you. And I said, no, I mean, do it. And he's like, he did, though. He's like, I want to do it. I'm like, oh, you did write all that, didn't you? That is you, isn't it? He's like, yes.
Now, it truly saddens me that so many of you aren't going to see it because you are too enamored and too indoctrinated and too brainwashed into believing that
they're not even close to the same age.
He is what he is supposed to be, that you can't see how clear and obvious these are the same people, down to the exact hairline and shape of their face and even the exact same butt chins. It's just him acting like a bumbling buffoon. Clear as day. Just like Prince was just a character played by David Blaine and Cat Williams. Yes, both of them played that part. He's a character. He's not a real person. Stop feeling bad for the fact that he died because they just killed him off so Dana doesn't have to play that stupid role anymore. Dana? Ozzy. And why do they do it? Why?
I think he had trouble lining this one up. That doesn't look quite right. Green Guy says, was looking up weeds growing in the yard and they're all herbs we don't use anymore. Can use them in tea. Oh, I hope it's good.
For the exact reason that I'm sitting here telling you, because they can capture your mind by creating false characters for you to worship, because the end goal for them is to hide God and to make you worship any and all individual people on the TV other than the Most High. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that their faces line up perfectly with the exact same butt chin and lips, and he can do a perfect Ozzy imitation, just all for coincidence's sake.
I'm not like auditioning.
Songs I didn't want to speak it because I was going to get.
All for entertainment purposes, though. I don't really care about exposing all the...
Fuck you, man. Just fuck you. Oh, God. What else? Oh, no, he has a thing about 6'7".
6'7".
One of my favorite things about not teaching high school kids anymore is not having...
Oh, he used to be a high school teacher. What a nightmare.
...to hear stuff like this or that. But guess what? I figured this out. And it's not what anyone thinks, but I'm going to tell you. You see, somehow as a guy nose down in conspiracies and minding my own business and not at all involved in any of the nonsensical high school lingo and fads, this still made it to me. And there's a reason for that. And it's not organic whatsoever. It's predictive programming. You know, like when they told us about 911, otherwise known as 9/11, in the cartoons and in the movies. Back to the Future, there were two Twin Pines, and then there was one. And hey, look.
Right, because Marty knocked over one of the pines in 1955. It's a time travel joke.
If you
also, that doesn't even make sense. 9/11 would have to left one tower standing for this to be a reference to 9/11. That doesn't make any sense.
Just turn that upside down, the 116, it becomes 911 reversed. That's predictive programming. You know where else they did it too? Right here. Do you remember the Mega Powers, the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan team up? Well, have a listen. Funny how it's the Mega Powers kind of reminds me of...
That looks like a quite modern poster for WrestleMania 5.
Like, I don't know.
Did someone make like an AI? Did someone remake a poster for WrestleMania 5?
The powers that be.
With one goal in mind, to defeat, or should I say demolish, the Twin Towers. And tear down the Twin Towers. The pain won't stop until the Twin Towers come crumbling down. I know that the Twin Towers are big.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was a tag team or something named that.
Strong, high buildings. They may be earthquake-proof. They may be typhoon-proof. They may be tidal wave-proof. And you're going to see the Twin Towers come crumbling down.
Oh, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
I mean, they were probably named after the Twin Towers, because those were a thing that were famous before 9/11. They were an iconic landmark in New York, and they made wrestling personas out of fucking anything. Have you seen wrestling and seen some of the not the long-standing, like, wrestlers, but, like, random one-offs, or, like, maybe they stick around for, like, a month or two testing out a character? They come up with crazy bullshit characters.
Sorry, I cracked myself up on that one. But, they use wrestlers because wrestlers are all in part of it.
Just a Peach says, does he want to be worshipped? He keeps treating being entertained by someone as worshipping them. It is weird. It is weird. Not an uncommon fundamentalist Christian view, though, the idea that engaging in any sort of entertainment is idolatry. It's not uncommon.
The club. Do you remember the beginning clip? Beginning clip I showed where they're all saying 6'7"?
6'7".
Well, yeah, they're still using in the club wrestlers. Logan Paul is a wrestler. And very in the club. Very, very, very. That's a M for Mason, like Masonic. We'll come back to that one.
I like the idea that they'd have secret hand symbols, and one of them would just be M for Masons. Not very secret.
It's not what you think it is, especially held that way. The old pentagram. Kind of like what comes...
Yes, famously the peace sign is famously a pentagram.
...to you when you call a certain number.
He was doing the boxing thing, but then I think he became a sponsor of WWE, or whatever it's called these days, and basically bought his way onto the ticket. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know how accurate that is. But I basically heard he bought his way into WWE.
Oh yeah, more predictive programming. You think that was just a coincidence? That's the number they picked for emergency? Now back to this clown, showing his pyramid and his little OK symbol that means 666 people, or 33.
Yeah, Logan Paul.
Because the Masons and the Luciferians love 33 because a third of God's angels are down here deceiving us all. And like I said, we get back to this M, this very clear M for Mason. Do you know who started the 6'7" phenomenon that isn't organic at all?
I thought it was from a song or something, and then it kind of took off as a meme.
Want to see? Do you remember? Do you know? 6'7"! This kid. Do you know his name? Do you want to know his name? I bet you can guess. I bet you can guess. Did you guess it? Did ya? It's predictive programming, people. Something's gonna happen at some point on 6'7". Maybe next year. I don't know. I have no idea. But I have thoughts. I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I just happened to see on 6'7", this guy attended a UFC fight. And just the other day, he announces that there's gonna be a UFC fight on his birthday at the White House. And his birthday just comes 1 week.
Are they still planning on doing that? I haven't heard anything else about it. And I just know it's going to be incredibly embarrassing seeing an MMA fucking match on the lawn of the White House. Oh, that's gonna be such gross optics. Being a member of a society in decline is not fun. It's just really upsetting all the time.
After 6'7". It's on June 14th. And well, if you've seen any of my videos, you know who I actually think he is. Yes, I know he was Elvis. He was, 100%. But I also think he's Lucifer in the flesh. And they tell us, do you think those M's from the Time magazine are just coincidentally placed there? So what I'm getting...
No, I think the people at Time think he's a dickbag like most people do.
Yeah, is that I am speculating that on 6'7", that something might happen where he's already been hit once. Maybe he gets hit in a different place and it's magically healed. And then on his birthday at the White House, he appears at the wrestling or UFC match, whatever it is, whatever the phony baloney Masonic puppets are doing that day. And yes, Dana White is a Masonic puppet, just like Joe Rogan. They are. It's time, you young, impressionable males saying 6'7", figure it out. You're better than that. But of course...
Also, denigrating something like 6'7" is so boomer to me. I don't get the meme. I'm not part of the demographic. Do you not remember being in middle or high school and there were stupid memes and adults thought they were stupid? It's fine. Stop judging kids because they do silly kid things. God damn.
Of course, all of this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure his name really is Mason, and maybe it is, and maybe they just picked someone named Mason to do this. And I'm sure there's probably some meaning to the ice cream cone that I haven't figured out yet, but it's something. Probably.
He sees a symbol and feels the need to search for something nefarious about it. He doesn't even have any ideas in particular. He just sees a symbol and goes, that's sinister. There must be something sinister about it.
Kind of like pizza is something to these people, and hot dog. And I'm sure that this clown is just making coincidental hand symbols that just perfectly line up with being a Satan worshiper. Yeah. Entertainment only, people. I don't really care about exposing all these lying Masonic, Luciferian, devil-worshipping frauds. Now I'm just a satire account. Entertainment only.
Fuck you. What else do we have? Something about water. He thinks water is magic.
Truth in TV and movies, lies in the media. That's Florida tap water. Now let's hear what Larry David has to say.
Really good.
What is this, tap?
Yes, it is.
No filter?
No filter, tap water.
Huh, interesting. Surprised you don't have a filter.
You have no filter.
That's
obvious.
That's true. It's a good thing for me, but it's a bad thing for water.
LD, goldfish would commit suicide in this water.
Yeah.
Tap, spring. Now, of course, the water doesn't pour out like that. But if you buy a water electrolyzer, it separates
electrolyzer.
The metal compounds from the water compounds. So you can see it because it sends an electrical charge and they can't hold on to each other. Now, I did this before with some other waters, but I've had some requests for some others. So I did a few more. First, so you can just watch this.
Caesar Bishop says, Hannah, I wish you never asked us to not harass people in YouTube comments because I really want to go to this guy's channel and bang on my keyboard. Well, don't. We look at the poop, we smell the poop, we do not touch the poop. Hydrate.
I did Florida tap versus Florida spring water. Florida tap. Florida spring.
All this is telling me is there's some metal content in all water.
I did some spring waters, Mountain Valley, Zephyr Hills, and some sparkling waters, Pellegrino and Topo Chico. And the results?
W.C. Fields said he didn't drink water because fish fucking it.
Might just surprise you. Next we have spring water. Zephyr Hills of Florida.
People don't like the taste of pure water. Yeah, even like bottled water will have some minerals in it to give it some kind of flavor. Although Aquafina is the worst. Whatever minerals they put into Aquafina makes it taste like ass. Fuck Aquafina.
Mountain Valley.
I typically just drink tap water. Oh, Dasani's bad too. Alright, I think we get the gist of this video. Let's see something else.
Who runs the world? Well, the scriptures say that Satan actually runs the world. He is the prince of this world.
If you know who runs this world, and it's Satan, and you claim to be a Christian, wouldn't you go out of your way not to make satanic hand symbols? Here's the sigil.
Yes, in every moment I gesticulate. I'm very concerned about making hidden hand symbols randomly that crazy people on the internet will interpret to mean that I'm a Satanist.
Sigil of Lucifer. And here's the Freemason symbol. Now let's see if you notice anything, like I noticed. Oh, what's that? What's that I see? Oh, but it's not just him. Do you know who's sitting next to him? You know, the person making the exact same sigil of Lucifer hand symbol, otherwise known as a Freemason hand symbol. Have you heard what she has to say?
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
Oh. One more time for the people in the back.
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
That's pretty clearly out of context, and I don't like Candace Owens. She's also a crazy conspiracy theorist, but that was pretty clearly taken out of context.
And they tell you, you just don't care. You don't care that they rub it in your face. That they literally rub it in your face. Doesn't that kind of look like it could be a 666?
No, that looks like an okay hand symbol. James with a $5.67 super chat says, I'm donating in support of bringing back Pissmas. Please and thank you, much love.
Funny how both of them are...
We'll remember Pissmas in our hearts forever. I may replace it with something worse. We'll find out.
Doing it. I'm sure he's just saying everything's gonna be okay, guys. Just like Erica, she's saying everything's gonna be okay, and I love you, Satan. I mean, I love you. And she's definitely not telling you all to F off. I mean, I keep trying to tell you it's one big old club that you ain't in. And it's been going on for centuries. Look at this. Tom Hanks related to Abraham Lincoln and looks very suspiciously like the Rockefeller family. And maybe you don't know it, but all the presidents, yeah, they all share the same bloodline to the same English king. King John of England. Yeah, all of them. Maybe minus Van Buren or one of them. I don't really remember. But yeah, all of them. The Bushes, the Clintons, the Carters, the Obamas. All of them. They're all part of the club, and you are still voting for these people. And not only are you voting...
I am glad he doesn't vote. That's good, and hopefully he encourages his audience not to vote.
For these monsters, you're shedding tears for them. Shedding tears for people lying to you so bad that if you actually knew the truth, your head...
If I was a billionaire and surreptitiously wished to use my wealth to shift politics, I would definitely start donating money to, like, conspiracy theorists who, whatever their crazy belief is, are very anti-politics and tell their followers not to vote because it's a waste of time, specifically to try and get the more conspiratorial people out of the electorate. That would be one of my billionaire politics moves.
Might actually fall off. And when I say they're all related, I mean they're all related, and they hide it from you. Case in point, father, son. Oh, he used to be Keith Whitley, country singer.
What?
Look that one up. They literally hide it from you so you don't know that they're all related. King of rock and roll, queen of pop. Boy, that's a similar look they have there. Look that video up. And I made
Is it a similar look?
Mistake the other day, thinking they might be the same person, Jelly Roll and Kevin James, but I figured it out.
Jelly Roll Mall Cop.
Because they tell us.
I didn't recognize how much alike we looked until that moment neither. And when I woke up the next morning, every headline in America says, Kevin James and Jelly Roll could be twins. And the kid in me was like, yes! And then I was like, hold on now.
Yeah, first of all, I could be your father. Second, and I might be, I don't know.
I swear, I wouldn't be surprised either. Hey, Mom, we need to talk about this when I get home.
Yes, Mom, we do.
Don't you see how clearly they're mocking and laughing at you? And they tell you because they do their stupid little hand symbol. It's to
He's holding a guitar pick, you fucking idiot.
rub it in your nose because they know that if it's on the TV, you're gonna buy it and you're gonna eat it up. Well, I'm here to tell you to stop listening to the TV. It's lying to you, and so is every single last person on the TV, including Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, who's still alive, by the way, and his actress wife, who I don't even think is the same person anymore. It's just an actor playing that, and a bad one at that. And to be honest, it's probably this girl, Karen Leavitt, who just happens to look very similar. Very similar. And thank you to my friend Kelly.
Oh my god, if he ever turned on Fox News, he'd think they have one woman working there.
For that great side-by-side. And that one too, where their chins look so similar.
They don't, except in that they're both chins.
Almost like there might be a little latex over that, covering that though, but no, that's ridiculous. But back to my original point, people. They're all Masons, and they make that hand symbol because they're telling you who their allegiance is to. And they can tell you they claim God, but do you really know it's not a little g God? They can even tell you they claim Jesus. But when they're a character on the world stage, they can say whatever they want. To them, it's just all a big stage and a big movie. If someone claims Jesus or to be a Satan worshiper in a movie, you don't hold them to that, right? You don't say, well, they told me in the movie, so they have to believe in Satan or Jesus, right? No, same thing. They can say whatever they want. It doesn't. People are saying, well, he claims Jesus. You can't do that unless you're a true Christian. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. Of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure all the hand symbolism is just a comfy way to hold your hands, and that they like to say okay a lot. Entertainment only, people.
God. Stop. He has so much crap. Oh god, what? Andrew Tate, no. Okay, he's got an Andrew Tate video.
Andrew Tate? Taylor Swift. I wonder why she's covering one eye. Andrew Tate. Taylor Swift. Ooh, exposed. Andrew Tate. Anton LaVey.
They're both bald, so they must be the same.
Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey's daughter. Anton LaVey's daughter?
I've heard the Anton LaVey's daughter Taylor Swift conspiracy before. I don't think I've heard the Andrew Tate and Anton LaVey. I don't think I've heard that one.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, Anton LaVey's daughter. Anton LaVey's daughter, Taylor Swift. Down to the exact eye.
Their ages don't match at all, though.
Angle and eyebrow angle. And I know what you're thinking, but it's not that. And it's definitely not clones, people. Clones don't exist, they just told you they do, so...
Oh, he doesn't believe in clones. Okay, well that's good. At least we found one conspiracy he's not behind.
You don't realize something about these people. That's why they cloned a sheep first. To say the sheeple will believe anything we shove down their throat with Jurassic Park, with Multiplicity, with they clone Tyrone, with the clone...
I don't know if Multiplicity is evidence that cloning exists. It's just a comedy film.
It's propaganda. And this
I do like Multiplicity.
Is anything but propaganda. No, this is something entirely different. So different that you won't believe it. Notice how he matches perfectly that bald skull, those eyebrows, the exact same.
Yes, they both have skulls and are bald. Fascinating.
Beard and mustache. You know why? Do you want to know why? Can you handle why? I don't think you can handle why. And even if you could handle it, I don't think you're going to believe it. Even after I show you the exact same 2 marks here and 2 marks here on 2 supposedly different people. You know why? You want to know why they're the exact same? Because it's the same person. not a clone. It's not replicas. It's not reincarnation. It's him after he has guzzled something that rhymes with abrenobrome.
Okay, so he believes in adrenochrome.
I used to think that maybe he was...
To be clear, adrenochrome does exist. It's just not the way that conspiracy theorists think it's a drug for the wealthy that keeps them young or whatever.
his son, but it's not the same person. And I used to think maybe she was her daughter, but it's not. It's the same person. They can literally, with med beds and abrenobrome and peel.
Oh my god, he believes in med beds.
Frequencies, they can live a lot longer than you and me. And maybe she actually is his daughter, which would mean she is his daughter. And you know what they love? They love duality. So you know what they do if they're actually father and son or daughter? You know what they do? They do duality of that. And what's more duality than him exposing her as whatever it was? A boy, a Satanist. I don't know. I don't know what it was, because I don't care. I didn't look. But what I'm telling you is that these people aren't who you think. If they're even people, they're vampires.
Am I getting destroyed by this blizzard? I don't think it's snowing here right now. At least I hope not.
And I don't know if they're, well, doing a great video.
They don't actually believe this, do they? He seems to.
On my speculation of how this happens, other than the abrenobrome, because there's something else that's involved. And I'm gonna probably only put it in my subscriber area because it's a lot. It's a lot. This video is a lot, but the one I'm gonna do is a lot. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you one more thing. So this guy, Anton, he loves Baphomet. That's Baphomet. Do you know Baphomet? It's what Satan worshippers worship other than the devil, Satan, Lucifer. Let me show you something. I want to see if you notice. Here's Baphomet's face. And I want to see.
Are medbeds going to get their own space, or are they staying under sci-fi tech? Probably staying under sci-fi tech. We're not playing bingo today, though.
If you notice something. Do you see his face right there, too? Right? Kind of looks like the same face. Wouldn't you say? Same face. I mean, I fade in and out. You want to see what this one's from? Well, I'm going to show you what that one's from. Let me zoom out. Oh, and it even looks like it bigger here. So like that whole thing, this whole thing, right here, gray, right here, gray, looks like his face. And then the horns look like the horns, right? Same. Well, you want to see what this is from? Let's pull out. Okay, and now let's flip it.
So you had to take Tate's ugly logo, flip it upside down, and mirror it.
Okay, flip it. Uh-huh. Oh, that's Andrew Tate's logo.
Okay.
It's his logo. I knew what I'd find before.
Is it because there's a globe and you're a flat earther?
Before I even looked. It's his logo. And I knew that because they tell us. You just gotta be paying attention and stop gobbling up their nonsense. They tell us. Right there. They tell us. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that's a coincidence. So are these. And him having that in his logo with just a little bit of like flipping and manipulation. That was total coincidence. Even though I knew I'd find it.
Oh, he thinks that it was a Baphomet? No.
Before I found it. Yeah, and they're just doppelgangers. She definitely didn't guzzle abrenobrome for months and months to make her complexion and skin much younger and preserve her life, kind of like vampires do. And kind of like it says right here.
I wish I was a
They
vampire.
drink the red stuff from the young to maintain their immortality and youthfulness. A concept mirrored in recent studies that show factors in can rejuvenate aging tissue.
Again, a crazy person using AI to tell them that their crazy thing is right. This is fine. This is fine on a societal level. There will be no consequences for this.
In real life.
The bill always comes due, society. The bill always comes due.
Entertainment only, people. Come on. This is all for funs and laughs and shits and gigs. Entertainment only. But seriously, they're vampires.
What else we got? This one says for normies. I'm a normie. Well, I'm too chronically online to be a normie, but I'm not this crazy. I'm a different kind of crazy.
You know those books, Math for Dummies or Engineering for Dummies? Well, this is going to kind of be like that, but it's going to be the world for normies. So follow along. It's going to be quick. I want to try to explain where we're at in 5 minutes. In the beginning, God made Earth. It's flat with a firmament, enclosed system with the sun, moon, and stars contained within. He also created Adam and Eve, and Lucifer tempted them, and he was banished down to the earth. And unfortunately, he took a third of God's angels with him. And what did they do? Well, Lucifer and Satan, they came down and they mated with human women. They liked what they saw, so they decided to have offspring with them. And what were their offspring? Their offspring were none other than the huge giants that have been found all over this world, mostly hidden by the Smithsonian. These are the Nephilim.
We've never found evidence of mythical giants. If anyone needs to hear that, the Smithsonian is not hiding anything, nor is the Smithsonian in charge of all digs around the world, so they don't even have the authority to do what he's claiming.
And if you don't believe this existed, you just gotta dig a little, okay? There's ample research. It's hidden, but you can...
Look at this clearly photoshopped photo of a giant skull. You have to take me seriously.
Find it if you look. Tons and tons of late 1800, early 1900 newspaper articles. So look. But what happened is those giants, those Nephilim, they warred against each other. They wanted power. They were fighting. They were eating humans. They were just completely corrupt. They were not what God wanted. On top of that, the fallen angels also were manipulating human DNA and creating abominations like this.
Does he think this photo is real? Like, he legitimately looks at this and goes like, yep, this is a real historical photo.
Crossbreeding animals and humans. So God said, okay, this is not what I envisioned. This is not what I want. Noah, build your ark. I want you to save 2 of every animal. He did that and flooded the earth to try to get rid of all corrupted flesh because it was all corrupted. Fast forward, things are getting bad again. JC comes, tries to set things right again. They kill him, and he comes back, and a lot of people think he came back and he hasn't had his 1,000-year reign yet. I disagree. I think Jesus has had his millennial reign for 1,000 years, and during that time, the bad guys, the negative or the bad fallen angels, and Lucifer and Satan.
Green guy says the big ass package will come tomorrow. Thank you.
And people locked up for 1,000 years. And after the 1,000-year reign, which there's a lot of proof of from just unbelievable buildings and architecture and hidden past and history.
Basically Tartaria mud flood stuff.
And buildings that are literally covered in mud, and they do that. Our history is a lie for one intention, to hide the fact that Jesus already had his 1,000-year reign. Look at this. Things like this. Mud flood, research mud flood in Tartaria.
That's the foundation of the building, you dingus.
Jesus has already been here. We're in the time of Satan, where he is loosed on the nations to deceive us. And that's in the Bible. After Jesus' 1,000-year reign, God releases Satan to deceive the nations. And I'll tell you what I think that deception is. I think it is fourfold. Probably more, but there are 4 main ones. And the whole point of these deceptions, the globe, to make us think we're on this spinning space ball and there's infinite planets and infinite galaxies and infinite universes, to make us feel less significant. Created from the Big Bang, an explosion of nothing, evolved from monkeys. All of that is to make you take your attention away from the Creator, who is right above, who created this beautiful flat realm for us, for a purpose. We are special. But if you think you're created or evolved from this, and just one of billions or trillions of these created from an explosion, it takes your mind away. And aliens, just another deception to make you think God isn't real. So what's the point of all this? Why did God release Satan? Why would he do that? Well, he is deceiving the last of them. God wants to create a new earth and a new heaven and wants no sin. So he is taking those last people and trying to deceive them.
Weird that he invented sin. If he doesn't want any, you know. Just didn't have to make that a concept. Could have made it impossible to do. But apparently, he likes to create universes to solve problems he made.
So don't be one of those people. Find truth, seek God, don't be deceived.
Oh, he didn't say satire in that one. Let me see what else. We're probably getting close to ending for today and moving on to the Patreon and YouTube member stream. Because this guy's a lot. Oh, something about McDonald's.
What is it they say about the devil? That he comes as an angel of light. Well, do you ever notice something about McDonald's? You know,
Because Donald Trump, McDonald's. Okay.
Donald's that this guy just happens to really support. Like, really support? But before I keep talking about him, I want to show you something about the devil. You see, the devil, the deceiver of the whole world, he was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down here with him. And do you know how many angels came down with him? The Bible says a third. Third is 0.33. And I noticed he had 2 drinks here. I thought that was odd.
This is AI. Does he not know this is an AI image of Donald Trump?
Odd.
Like, the logos are fucked up. They're not the right shape. Could he not tell this is AI? Holy fuck.
The Bible says a third of the angels were cast down here. 0.33. You know, 0.33. And I wonder what those hand symbols mean. Sure, it's rock on. But let's get back to McDonald's. Do you know what M is? If you turn M sideways, what's that look like? Oh, looks like a 3, right?
You gotta turn it to Wumbo.
And see, that's the third letter of the alphabet. So Donald's 3, 3. And when you say the arches kind of look like wings, well, do you know what kind of angel?
I would not say that, no.
The devil was, aka Lucifer. Well, he was an archangel. Kind of reminds me of the golden arches. And hey, do you ever
Archangel
notice the colors of McDonald's? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of something. And hey, are those wings? Interesting color choice there, wouldn't you say?
McDonald's is yellow and red because in psychology, they hire, I don't know if you know this, they hire psychologists for this kind of thing in like major industries. Red and yellow are associated with like hunger, with like appetite. So like a lot of fast food places historically have had red and yellow in their stuff because there are certain colors that more remind us of food and eating, and there's other colors that are less appetizing.
Oh, and that dragon that was
also Pops
thrown down to earth with his angels. Well, yeah, the Bible just happens to say he's red. And what about that other color, yellow? Well, do you know there's a very...
Green guy does a tip and just says, ooh woo.
Well-known dye that's yellow?
I'm in my 30s. I can't say ooh woo.
I bet you'll never guess what its name is. Yeah, it's a highly fluorescent dye used to light up cells. Light up. It kind of reminds me of the light bearer, otherwise known as Lucifer. You know, the light bearer. The light bearer. It's a funny painting he has in the house that is white, wouldn't you say? Almost looks like he has wings in this house that is white painting. And I don't know about you, but that kind of looks like the flames of hell to me. And well, do you know how I always say they tell us the truth in plain sight? Well, do you really think that's accidental? How about this one? That's a real photo. And so is that. And so is that. And this one. And what was it he said during that? Fight, fight, fight. You know what letter F is in the alphabet, right? It's the 6th. 6, 6, 6. And what were those 2 big ideas he had? The big, beautiful bill and build back better. I know those.
Build Back Better was a Biden administration phrase, not Trump.
They're bees, but it's intentional. It's because you can make it look.
Am I family friendly? Probably not. At least this guy's material isn't. We're looking at a conspiracy theorist, so no, I would not say I'm family friendly.
Like a 6. Do you know what floor
I do the swear words from time to time.
he lived on in his penthouse? You guessed it, didn't you? Did you guess it? What number you dialed? 88 minus 22. And did you ever see the painting that the man himself posted? What is that? Kind of looks like
that is a very ugly picture. Holy, oh my, look at it.
A horn to me. Kind of looks like horns to me. You know what else is funny about the Bible, too, is that it talks about them having a king over them, which was the angel of the bottomless pit. A king over them. Ever heard of the No Kings Rally or...
No thanks, referencey.
MAGA King? Yeah, and that angel of the bottomless pit...
I wish you luck, though, with your game. Zytam with 28 months says, how do you think Ronald from the McDonald cartoons would react to being associated with the clown in the White House? I think he'd be very sad. I think he'd cry, and then he'd want to join Mayor McCheese in the big McDonald's in the sky.
His name is Abaddon, or A Bad Don. Oh, and that comes from Revelation 9:11. You know what 4 plus 5 is? Yeah, that's 9. Do you know what 4 plus 7 is? I bet you guessed it. 9:11. 9:11. A Bad Don, otherwise known as the devil, or Lucifer. And do you know why Lucifer, the light bearer, was kicked out of heaven? Kicked out of heaven with his 1/3 of his angels, his 0.33 angels? Well, because he and his angels wanted to be worshipped like the Most High, instead of worshiping him. And well, if I were the devil, and I wanted the...
I don't know, if I was a creature created only to worship another being, I'd probably consider that being to be a crazy narcissist, and I wouldn't want anything to do with them. I always find that interesting in, like, Christian mythology, that they find it just inherently okay that, like, yeah, God's an insane narcissist that created the whole universe just to literally worship him like a king. That's not cool!
Entire world.
Yes, 1/3 would be 0.333 repeating.
To worship me, but I couldn't impact free will. Well, I would have them worship me willfully. I would come as an angel of light. I would get them to worship me in my archangel wings. Make sure they always stood out from the crowd and made sure they thought of me everywhere they went. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I don't actually think he's the literal devil, and I definitely don't think the literal devil built a 300-foot statue of himself and put it in the NYC. Just like I definitely don't think that the original Statue of Liberty face looks identical to Elvis. Just like I really don't think that Elohim Elvis was trying to tell us anything with those angel wings. Just like I really don't think there are actual fallen angels down here that can shapeshift and change their form slightly, and it's why we see people who look so similar from our past: Ulysses S. Grant, Bryan Cranston, Teddy Roosevelt, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is literally acting and dressed as... he's playing Teddy Roosevelt there. Of course he looks like him. They did professional Hollywood hair and makeup to make him look like him in the movie, because he's playing him.
Andrew Jackson, you know who. They're not clones. They're not replicas. They're fallen angels. And they're here, deceiving all the earth, getting you to worship them. In the political world, on the TV, Dean Martin, Cosmo Kramer, they're They're shapeshifters.
Dean Martin said the N-word.
In the athletic world, Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Travis Kelce, literally the dude that started the Pony Express. And of course, they're getting you to worship them in the music industry as well. Like I said though, all for entertainment purposes. They definitely don't tell us the truth in plain sight either.
King of rock and roll, Elvis. Elvis! We love Elvis. I shouldn't say this. You'll say I'm very conceited because I'm not. But other than the blonde hair, when I was growing up, they said I looked like Elvis. You see that? Did you believe it? I always considered that a great compliment. We love Elvis, don't we? They said I looked like Elvis. You see that? Did you believe it?
I don't know if you guys know this, but the president is fucking ancient.
I always considered that a great compliment. We love Elvis, don't we?
It's a test, my friends. Some of you, you're losing the test. You need to be against all of them. There's spiritual war going on. And if you're not on the right side, well, I'm not the one that's going to judge you. Have a lovely day.
Okay, we probably have time for one more video, and then we'll move on to the Patreon and YouTube member stream. Let's see. Oh my god, is he gonna make fun of Bruce Lee?
If I were Bruce Lee right now, I would be that worried, because I'm about to expose him for the absolute fake fraud hero that he is.
What the fuck, man?
And I didn't misspeak, and you didn't mishear me. I said hero.
What am I doing on Patreon? I think I'm gonna watch some videos with people about people getting scammed by celebrity, romance scams. It's pretty interesting.
Because this is Gene Ho, and this is Bruce Lee. This is Gene Ho, and this is Bruce Lee. Down to the exact same hairline. The eyebrows and the eyes and the nose and the mouth are in the exact...
Oh no, this is so much worse.
Same alignment. And if you're anything like me, you have no idea who Gene Ho is. Well, up until at least a month ago, I had no idea who he is. And let me just show you. He is the personal campaign photographer for that guy back in 2016. And, well...
Is he implying Bruce Lee didn't actually enter a dragon?
He has some interesting things.
More like he never Game of Deathed.
To say about what that guy should do now that he's reelected.
Hey, check out this idea I had, and I don't imply anything from this. I have to say this again, I'm not implying...
Yeah, he does not sound like Bruce Lee at all.
...anything with it, but this is a law that I think Donald Trump should sign into law if he should become president again. And I think it's a pretty good idea. Imagine if Donald Trump signed into a law something to the effect of that anyone who ever faked their death in the past can come back and not be harassed at all. The media couldn't contact them. People can't contact them unless they want to talk to them. They could just come back and live a peaceful life. But
do you think that's a broad enough problem for people? How many people that have faked their own death do you think are out there? In America, it's pretty hard to fake your death. People have debts and IDs and social security numbers and a digital footprint. What a weird, specific law to want.
the thing is, and again, I'm saying I'm not implying anything, but think about how wonderful this could be so that it extends to anyone that wants to retire from a certain profession.
What a strange law to think about. I mean, why would anyone ever think about that law? I mean, why would he?
I mean, he might just be crazy like you are. I don't know.
He think of it especially, I don't know, maybe because he knows some things that I know? But Tyler, Bruce Lee was an authentically skilled fighter from Hong Kong. They just used him for the movies because he was so good at his craft.
Just look right into the camera lens right here and tell us your name, your age, and where you were born.
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940.
I'm 24 right now.
And once again, like they do with a lot of these guys, they like to muddy the waters and add things like that in there so you don't get to the real truth, which is that he's part of the club just like all the rest. And well, if you've made it this far, and the facial symmetry and the voices and the fact that he literally was born in America,
different,
and raised in America, and just went over to Hong Kong for a little while, doesn't do it for you. Well, you know what I'm always coming with, and it's that one and these two, and they're faded because they probably tried to get rid of them, but they're there, those two, and trust me, there's more. Well, let's go just scroll over and look at these identical nose markings. Here and here, let's see, right there, and right there, or I guess it's that one. And right there, and right there, and there you have it. Not speculation, research-backed, evidence-proven fact. Fact that this has all been for entertainment, and he shouldn't be worried at all because, God rest his soul, we lost a good one, a good hero back in the day, and, well, I'm a satire count, entertainment only.
I hate this man. I hate him deeply. Oh god, did you see, before we get to the patron show, does this clip in here? Are you guys familiar with the Johnny Somali situation? He's I think he was a Kick streamer. Really obnoxious asshole that harasses people and causes a scene. You know, that kind of streamer. He went to South Korea, did a bunch of illegal shit, did some gross shit, harassed people, was mocking a memorial for comfort women during World War II. He's terrible. Anyway, he's waiting for his sentencing right now. The prosecution says that they hope that he gets 3 years in prison in South Korea with labor. And this is what he had to say recently. He's not good at apologizing. Let's just put it that way.
I think Korea is one of the most stupid countries in the world. I don't even think Korea is a first world country. I honestly think Korea is probably a second world country at best. They put on the mask and the plastic surgery, you know, majority of the here got plastic surgery. I think this country is a second world country at best because how are you so stupid?
And once again, he goes on.
He was playing inappropriate messages around children at an amusement park. It might have been a water park called Lotte World. That's one of the things. He's going to play more.
You're loving Korea now. Really flip of what he
play
want to give away.
Oh, is he not going to play more of the clip from that? That clip was good. Let me see if I can find it in his other stream. And he'll be put on a sex offender list. Yes, he will be put on a sex offender list. Allegedly. No, I don't have to say allegedly. I think they're already working on the sentencing. Anyway, he's just the worst. He's inappropriate. He's fucked up.
Pissing me off, chat. Let me tell you what's really pissing me off.
You're right.
I think Korea is one of the stupidest countries in the world. I think Korea is one of the most stupid countries in the world. I don't even think Korea is a first world country. I honestly think Korea is probably a second world country at best. They put on the mask and the plastic surgery, you know, majority of the here got plastic surgery. I think.
Yeah, the judge has not sentenced him yet. Why did he publicly come out and say this when the judge is still considering his sentence? He's so foolish.
This country is a second world country at best because how are you so stupid?
What thing did he do to get on the sex offender list? I think there were two things. One was he was playing inappropriate messages in front of children at a theme park. And the other thing was making an AI video of a real person, like making out with him or something, which is illegal in South Korea. You're not allowed to make like sexualized deep fakes or AI images of other people or videos.
A little black midget with a camera came here, crashed out. Y'all niggas bro, are y'all forgetting that they put me on?
By the way, he definitely looks like he's in the bathroom here. Like he's streaming.
People. the fucking Congress, this is a monkey brain people. Like, this is not like, bro, like, I'm telling you, if World War III pop off tomorrow, these niggas are cooked within 5 minutes.
He's the epitome of like a stupid, self-confident American who has like no frame of reference for the world whatsoever, but he's supremely confident that he's the best. You know what I mean?
All these niggas know how to do
It's terrible.
is do plastic surgery, do makeup, and do little dance like this. These niggas are not mentally strong. These niggas, a black dude came here with a selfie stick and a phone and shut down the whole country.
I'm gonna stop it right there. There's more. There's like.
So yeah, that's pretty much what he said. He's a foolish person. He's a very, very foolish person. So hopefully, his sentencing goes badly for him. Maybe he can be a little bit of a warning to other people who want to be douchebags when they visit other people's countries for money. Anyway, let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch, and then, like I said, I'm going to take about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then we will do the Patreon and YouTube member stream. All right, thanks, Internet.
Yeah, like, coming out of the...
Oh, Lumi's live. We haven't rated Lumi in a while.
I am the mod right now. Yeah, I'm just...
All right, have a good night, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you if you're a Patreon or YouTube member at the special stream. Otherwise, I will see you likely Tuesday. I work tomorrow, so I will see you on Tinfoil Tuesday. All right, have a good night, everyone.